It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Healthy Living. Joining us now is Dr. Scott Ginthner from the Dermatology Center of Indiana, and we are here to talk about a really important topic, skin cancer. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First off, tell us a little bit about skin cancer, and you were telling us that it's more common than we think.
It is, absolutely. Skin cancer is actually the most common cancer. It's not really thought of as the most common cancer. Breast cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, thought to be more prevalent. But skin cancer, because it's not a reportable cancer, is actually the most common cancer. Over 1 million to 2 million cases every year are diagnosed.
But it is something we still need to take very seriously. Absolutely.
1 out of 4 to 5 Americans will have skin cancer, and melanoma, which is the most serious type of skin cancer, is definitely on the rise.
So how do we look for or notice the signs that we may be starting to get skin cancer?
One of the most important things is thinking about the different types of skin cancers.
Okay.
There's both basal and squamous cell skin cancers. Those are typically characterized by non-healing sores, lesions or spots that come up on the skin that don't heal after 4 to 6 weeks, bleed on their own. A lot of times you got to be concerned about those lesions. So if something doesn't heal in 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you definitely need to get it checked out. Now on the other side is melanoma, the most serious type of skin cancer, typically characterized by a spot or lesion that's changing in color, has come up on the skin, that's a darker lesion or a darker spot. Anything that's a darker spot, something that's changing, a mole that's been there that changes, that needs to be checked out.
Do you encourage getting full body skin scans kind of thing every year just to make sure, to check and make sure everything's okay with different moles or things like that people might have?
Absolutely. I think a yearly skin check is a very good idea. A lot of times the primary care providers can provide that in their normal physicals, which patients should have every year. But dermatologists are trained specifically in diseases of the skin and have maybe a more keen eye to look for specific things that might be concerning. So getting a yearly check is definitely a good idea.
And so if they do find something that's concerning and they come to you and you do say, hey, this is something we need to get checked out, what's the next route that we have to go?
Well, typically what we do is if it's a potential skin cancer, a biopsy is done. Biopsy is done in the office, typically that same day. The area is numbed up with local anesthesia and a small piece of the tissue is removed. It is then examined under the microscope to determine is it cancer or not.
And then from that, if it is determined to be cancer, what kind of routes do you take from there?
Well, a lot of times on the more common skin cancers like basal and squamous cell skin cancer, sometimes if it's on the trunk or on the arms or legs, we'll treat it that day. We'll actually go ahead, because it's such a characteristic lesion or characteristic look to the cancer, we can treat it that day and get it fully treated that day.
Okay.
If it would be a larger skin cancer, or one on the face, head and neck area, or also if it's a melanoma, that usually requires a surgical removal, typically done in the office.
Alrighty, well thank you so much for giving us this very useful information. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you'd like to learn more about healthy living, just check out our website at WTHI-TV.com. News 10 at midday. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The views expressed in this program are those of the presenters and sponsors and are not necessarily those of WTHI-TV or its corporate parent. This program is for informational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended to replace or substitute for any professional medical, financial, legal, or other advice. WTHI-TV makes no representations or warranties regarding this program.